Homs, Syria. As the war to recapture Syria from Islamic State moves inexorably closer to completion, the scars left behind in Syria's cities are prompting serious questions about who will rebuild. Jets believed to be Syrian and Russian have struck heavily crowded residential areas in a besieged rebel enclave near Damascus, killing at least 27 people and injuring dozens in the third week of a stepped-up assault, residents, aid workers and a war monitor say. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, which monitors the conflict, said the casualties on Sunday were the biggest daily death toll since the stepped-up strikes began 20 days ago. The monitor said nearly 200 civilians were killed in strikes and shelling during that period. Meanwhile, in the city of Homs, a once well-to-do suburb of wide streets and high-rise apartments is a ghost of its former self. After a siege by Syrian government forces that lasted more than 3 years, only a fraction of the population remains in the area, known as Western Australia. Its high-rises, bombed and shelled, look as though they have been punched by giants. Its streets are piled with burned-out cars and television sets, and its biggest hospital is so wrecked that barely 2 of the 10 floors are usable. If Western Australia, reclaimed by the government in the Northern Spring, symbolizes President Bashar Assad's ruthless triumph, it also embodies a looming challenge as the war approaches an end, the politics of reconstruction. That challenge is as acute for Assad as it is for his Western critics. Can they afford to pour money into a regime that has starved, bombed and occasionally gassed its own people? Or, having failed to topple Assad, can the West abandon the people of Syria to live in the ruins? Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox. By submitting your email you are agreeing to Fairfax Media's terms and conditions and privacy policy. How to better help the Syrian populations in need without consolidating Assad's power is a difficult equation, but it is the narrow path we must find, said the French ambassador to the United Nations, François Delatte. Western governments have a big stake in the outcome.